Number 5. Mike Mussina. Out of the 5 players on this list, Mike Mussina might just be the most unlucky of them all. His 8 seasons with the Yankees were sandwiched right between the historical teams of the 90s and then the World Series team in 2009. But that drought was certainly not the fault of Mussina, who, after signing a 6-year, $88 million deal with the Yankees, he went 123-72 with a 3.88 ERA, accumulating a WAR of 35.1. Despite no ring, Mussina was eventually voted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, and due to his success with the Baltimore Orioles as well, he chose not to have a team logo on his plaque. But going back to being unlucky, Mussina was just 2 outs away in 2001, his first year at the Yankees, from not even being eligible for this list. And then 7 years later, he has arguably the best year of his career. The Yankees missed the playoffs. He then goes out on his own terms and retires, and the very next season, they get number 27. Some pretty bad luck, especially for a guy who had a Hall of Fame career. Number 4, Don Mattingly. The reason I decided to make this video not in order is because Don Mattingly would so obviously be number 1. Because without a doubt, at least as of this date, Don Mattingly is the greatest Yankee not to win a World Series. After being drafted in the 19th round of the 1979 draft, Mattingly became the club's full-time first baseman by 1984, in a year where he won a batting title with a .343 average, as well as in 23 homers with a .918 OPS and a WAR of 6. And that season would be just part of a 6-year stretch through 1989, where he hit .327, .372, .530, which is average on base and slugging, with 160 homers and 684 RBI. However, the Yankees would not make the playoffs until 1995, and when they did, they were eliminated by the Mariners, marking the last games he'd ever play. Unfortunately, similar to Mussina, Mattingly's tenure fell smack between 2 Yankee World Series, the year before and the year after he was in the league. Number 3, Mel Stottlemyre. Alright, I'm assuming we're only counting World Series as a player, because Mel Stottlemyre did rack up 4 rings as the Yankees pitching coach later on, but yeah, none during his playing career. And I think it's safe to say Stottlemyre is one of the more underrated pitchers in Yankees history. Of course, that depends on which generation you come from, but me being 21, I have to admit, I knew way more about Mel Stottlemyre the coach than I did the player. Anyways, over his 11 seasons, all as a Yankee, by the way, he won 164 games, posting a .297 ERA and making 6 All-Star teams in the process. But never a World Series. Stottlemyre did pass in 2019, but not before he saw the Yankees dedicate a plaque in Monument Park in his honor. Number 2, Rickey Henderson. Out of all the players on this list, Rickey Henderson has the fewest amount of games played, but it's what he did in those games which makes it impossible not to have him on here. After being traded to the Yankees in 1984, Rickey had a phenomenal first year in pinstripes, hitting .314 with a .419 on base, while leading baseball in both stolen bases and runs scored, giving him a whopping 9.7 WAR season. For those unfamiliar with WAR, by the way, for comparison, Aaron Judge was an 8 WAR player in 2017, and you all remember how insane that year was. But yeah, Rickey's game, as I assume you all know, was largely centered around his speed, and Yankee fans did not get gypped as he stole as many as 93 bases with the Yankees one year. However, despite making 4 All-Star teams in 4 seasons and totaling a WAR over 30, George Steinbrenner was not the biggest fan of how Rickey carried himself, amongst some other things as well, so he traded him back to the A's in 1989. In his 5 years as a Yankee, Rickey averaged 76 stolen bases, a .395 OBP, 117 runs scored, 17 homers, and a .136 WRC+. But of course, no World Series. Alright guys, brief interruption real quick before we get to the last one. I just want to let you know about our sponsor over here at Yankees Avenue, which is the leader in below the waist grooming. That is, of course, MANSCAPED. And with Valentine's Day right around the corner, a special occasion, of course, you can join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going with our exclusive offer, going to manscaped.com, code YANKSAB for 20% off plus free shipping. The Performance Package 4.0 from Manscaped is the thing every guy needs in their life to make each and every day just a little more special. The number one product in this package definitely is the Lawnmower 4.0, which is an electric trimmer designed to trim hair on loose skin. And get this, the trimmer's advanced skin-safe technology reduces cuts and nicks, and you have a 4000K LED spotlight so you know exactly where you're shaving. And you also get the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer, also some liquid formulations as well, the Crop Reviver ball toner, and the Crop Preserver ball deodorant. And they also give you 2 free gifts as well. You can't go wrong with their Shed travel bag and the anti-chafing boxer briefs. Both of those are included. Use my code YANKSAV for 20% off plus free shipping. You guys, I have the best supporters in the world. You're always asking, how do you support me? Well, this is an example of that. Using my code, go to manscaped.com, code YANKSAV for 20% off plus free shipping. Benefits you, benefits me. I have this product myself, guys. I 100% would not advertise something I didn't appreciate and use myself, which I definitely do with Manscaped. So yeah, code YANKSAV, 20% off plus free shipping, and let's get back to the video. Number 1, Aaron Judge. When I first got cracking on this list, Aaron Judge was not one of the names I planned on talking about. But when you dig deep into it, when you really think about it, you can't make this list if you don't include him. First and foremost, he's already 37th in franchise WAR with 26.4, and when all is said and done, assuming he's extended, he'll almost certainly finish in the top 10. But instead of wondering about longevity, let's take what so far is Judge's 5-year peak, 2017 to 2021, and then compare it to Don Mattingly's best 5-year stretch, which would be 1984 to 1988. Let's do it. Over 759 games, Mattingly hit .332 with a .917 OPS, 137 homers, 571 RBIs, and a 150 OPS plus. Amazing numbers, no doubt. Now for Judge, in 545 games, he hit .280 with a .954 OPS, 154 homers, 356 RBIs, and a 154 OPS plus. So as you see, Judge has been just as productive, if not more productive in some areas than Mattingly, but by no means is this to say one is better than the other, although for me it definitely is Judge. But all this shows is the incredible talent League has had that we fans get to watch, which is why it's so important we extend it. Along with representing the franchise so well off the field, Aaron Judge is pacing to be a franchise great. But I'm sure you can ask Don Mattingly and the rest of the guys on this list, adding a ring or two to your resume, especially when you're a Yankee, makes it all the more important.